Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to make a pineapple casserole. Probably every house in America, definitely down in all through the South, has had this dish. This always showed up on Thanksgiving, sometimes during the spring and summer holidays, or if we were just hanging out around the pool on the weekend. But anyway, so it is pineapple casserole. So the first thing we need is some pineapples. Now I happen to be using crushed pineapples in 100% pineapple juice. You can use crushed or tidbits. I like the crushed ones. Okay. Now then we're going to need that. Now again, this is a sweet and fat side for your Easter or summer parties. I didn't say it was low fat or low sugar. Just to be warned, all right? So we need a half a cup of sugar. We need a half a cup of all-purpose flour. We need a couple cups of cheddar cheese, shredded. We need some butter. Oops, and hopefully you haven't started this before, but when you drain your pineapple, because that's drained, pretty well drained, your pineapple, all right? You're going to reserve about 1/4 of a cup of that for the recipe, okay? So, where do we go? Oh, now, this recipe, I've got a 9x13 pan here, which I have lightly buttered. You can use Pam or cooking spray, but I just ran out of it in our last recipe, so I had to get my hands all greasy and butter it. But anyway, the original recipe that I found calls for a 9x9 pan. Now, I don't have a 9x9 square casserole pan or round or whatever. I've got a 9x13. I've got an 8x8. I've got a round 9-inch pie pan, but I don't have a 9x9 casserole. I don't know. I'm going to look around and see if there was one. I've done this for years and I've always used the 9x13, so you should be okay. All right, so you want a 9x13 lightly greased pan. We've got our oven preheated to 350, and guys, that's all there is to it. I guess it's cooking, we're cooking, right? But anyway, how we're going to do this is we're going to take we're just going to jump right in. Oh, you need 2 sleeves of Ritz, the long sleeves, okay? Or whatever your favorite butter cracker is. And just crush them into your bowl. You can crush them up as big or as small, because I already have one there. Pieces as you want. I like a few little big pieces, so it gives you a little bit of a bite when you bite into it, a little bit of tooth feel. And did I mention the stick of butter, melted stick of butter? If not, you also need a stick of melted butter. There's already going to be a lot of salt in here with the saltines. So, unsalted, that happens to be unsalted butter. But if you don't have unsalted, it's not going to be a tragedy. I'm not exactly sure how many grams of salt are in a stick of salted butter, but it's a very, very small amount. All right. All right. So we've got those all crushed up. All right. So we got our half of cup of all-purpose flour, and we're going to just stick it in there and give it a swirl. So just incorporate. The flour is going to thicken up a little bit of the juices that are left in there, I think. That's probably the reason why you put in the flour. But try to make sure that's pretty well incorporated. And then we can add our half a cup of sugar, because those pineapples are not sweet enough, right? Oh, it already, I don't know, I just got to whiff the pineapple. It already smells like Easter time. All right, we might as well put our pineapple juice in there. And then our 2 cups of cheddar cheese. Give that all another nice mix up. Like I said, we got our oven set at 350, preheated I should say, at 350. All right. Put that aside for a moment. Those cheesy pineapple goodness. All right, so then we got our Ritz crackers. We got our half a stick of butter. And let's just kind of get that all tossed and coated. Just looking to get everything nicely coated with the butter. Could this be any easier? Wonder, let us know, guys. How many of you find this popping up on your summer and spring holidays or events? This is something I always look forward to at this time of year. All right, I can put those two aside. I can put this there. All right, so we'll give our mix a little bit more of a mix. So really, yeah, with the 9x9 pan, it's going to give you a little bit thicker base than a 9x13, but it's not going to really matter. I think with this way, it gives you, using the 9x13, it actually gives you more covering on the top of your crackers. And so you just want to get that all in your casserole. Get out of there. And spread it evenly out. And then, of course, everything in here is cooked. We're not necessarily looking to cook this. We're looking to heat it through so our butter melts and our crackers get a nice brown on the top. The reason I use the slotted spoon is I find especially when it's something that's easy to spread, because you got the little slots there. I don't know, in my mind, it makes it a little bit easier to spread. I don't know if there's any science behind that, but that's what my mind thinks. All right. Now you can do this the neat way or the messy way. We're going to do it the messy way. I'll take it and get it nice and coated on top. Nothing to it. So like I said, we call it pineapple casserole. I don't know if, I know it's probably originated in the South from what I was reading about it, or somewhere down south, and that it was very popular there years ago, and it has just, kind of become a staple on summer parties and springtime. All right, our oven set at 350. We're going to throw this in, middle rack, and we want to get that cheese all nice and melty, and get the top of our crackers. We'll get a little bit browned up. Okay, set a timer for 30 minutes. Oh, what? Oh no, is falling off? We've done another video today. I had to explain my boo-boo. I cut myself shaving this morning, and it just kept bleeding and bleeding. Wouldn't stop. I was going to go out to the supermarket to pick up a couple things for recipes today, and I, driving down the street with just a paper towel on, hoping it will stop. Wouldn't stop. So luckily, our car has got a first aid kit in it. I would give credit to Wade for that, because he's really usually persnickety about that, but it came with the car. It was, it was part of the package in the car. Anyway, good thing it was, because I cleaned it up a little bit and put some band-aids on it. But anyway, that's why I have a bandage on. All right, guys, we'll see you in about 29 minutes and 8 seconds. 1. All right, guys, our pineapple casserole has been cooking for just a little over 30 minutes. Ooh, look at that. So our topping has got a little bit browned. I don't know if you can see that. He wants me to put on the light on my dirty stove. Sure. Hold on, it's gone. All right, so now again, let's bring it over to the counter. Again, unfortunately, you gotta wait a little while. I'd let it sit for a good 5-10 minutes, cool down a little bit. Again, this is really nice because this can be served warm, hot, or even at room temperature. So, all right, we got one more thing to make, and then we'll sit down and have dinner. See you then. Well, I am so glad it's dinner time because we've cooked 3 things today. I am starving. We got our just really fast. I don't even know what my grandmother called it. Again, imagine that with some olives and banana, or some kind of semi-hot pickled pepper or something. We got our cheesy potatoes, which is one of my favorites, and also our pineapple casserole, which is again one of my favorites.
Yep,
so,
and all 3 of them should be in the description.
Yep. Yes.
If you want to link to them.
Oh, okay. You're gonna. Oh, awesome. Yep. All right. So I think we should dig into our salad since it's here in front of us and it smells delicious. This simple, easy.
Wow.
Delicious salad.
Oh, it is.
That just brings back memories for me.
This homemade dressing is really good.
Yep, that's delicious. It's just, it's a little bit different than just a jarred one. And takes a minute to put together. It's tangy, a little bit sweet, a little bit garlicky. Anyway.
Really good.
I love it. Okay. Then we go on to next. I'll eat my salad while you decide.
Well, since that's sort of a dessert, we'll start with the potatoes. Yeah.
Well, it's not really dessert.
No?
It's a side dish, but I know it does look like dessert because it's but yeah, I mean, I guess but especially let's put something interesting. What do our subscribers, our followers, our friends? What are your Easter traditions or springtime holiday traditions? I was raised Catholic, so of course, after the awful 40 days of not being able to have pork, there was always a baked ham on our Easter table. Sometimes a lot of times other things too, and all of these, but it was always ham. Your religion, you were raised in, didn't really. I mean, they celebrate Easter, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So you guys, did you ever you never did like a big, even before
Easter dinner or something like that? Not really. No. Not that I remember.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know. All right, let's dig into our cheesy potatoes. Look at how cheesy those are. I'm not sure if I've ever made these for you.
You haven't?
Maybe I've
I
made
would
them.
remembered. Yeah. Oh, that is delicious.
That is delicious.
Wow, potatoes melt in your mouth, and the crunchiness of the
and it's so cheesy and creamy. Remember I told you when you just taste the cream sauce, I said, now, keep in mind that might be a little salty. And it was, but once you get it all mixed together and it gets absorbed into the potatoes, it all just kind of blends together.
That is excellent.
Always one of my favorites. Again, this travels really well. It's not piping hot, but it's warm. It's warmer than room temperature. So, again, another side dish. Oh, so I was saying because you kind of call that a dessert, because yes, it is indeed sweet. But when you think of it, this goes really good, and especially down south. You would typically have a baked ham as well for Easter dinner, even lamb. So this would go really well with baked ham.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, we figure buttered baked ham, and then this is delicious. So, but it is technically a side dish. One of my faves.
Give it a try. Wow.
Isn't that good?
It's surprisingly good.
Now, it's strangely sweet and savory at the same time too. I think that's because of the crackers and the salt. And
I have to admit, couldn't picture cheese and pineapple in the same dish.
but somehow
this is really good.
it goes together. Huh?
That's good.
Oh wow! Now we don't have meat really. Well, we got some protein in our salad as far as meat protein. But, all right, that's all I got to say for the moment.
As I finish up here, these are really 3 great dishes. Hope you guys will try them out.
Please.
Thank you for watching our video. Please remember to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.
Ciao.
Bye.